Last year was the worst year for power outages that this country's seen in about a decade, and a big chunk of it came from storms. Hurricane Beryl alone knocked out power to like 2.6 million people here in Texas, so most of us already know the importance of having some kind of backup power source. The big problem with most of the options out there, though, is that they're only useful if you're at home, awake, and able to set it up. And many times that just isn't the case. Outages tend to happen at like 2 in the morning while you're at work or in the middle of everything else falling apart. So today we're going to take a look at some backup power options that are built to solve that exact problem. They come from a company called Sierro, and it's a little different from the power stations that a lot of us already own. But before we get started, I would like to thank Sierro for sponsoring us today. Sierra set out to design compact home backup battery systems that are designed to stay plugged in all the time. You plug the unit into the wall, you plug your fridge, router, or whatever into it, and then it just sits there. When the power goes out, the Sierra switches over to battery power automatically and keeps whatever you have plugged into it running. You don't have to do anything after you set it up. These aren't whole home generators or portable camping units. They're built to protect one or two essential devices at all times. As of right now, there are two models, the Sierra 1000 and the bigger Sierra 2000, and I've got both of them here with me, so we'll go through each one. The company behind them is a startup out of California, so they are new, but I thought that they were worth taking a look at since they're kind of taking a different approach to how people use battery-based backup power systems. Now, I've reviewed a bunch of other solar generators and power stations, and most of them have one thing in common. They all sit in a closet until you need them. When that happens, you have to pull them out, drag them to where you need them, and then plug everything in. If like I'm away from home, then they're not going to do me much good. The stuff in my fridge is going to spoil in around 3 or 4 hours if I can't get back home, or if I just sleep through the power outage, which, considering how heavy I sleep, that is a very real possibility. The Sierra units are the total opposite. Instead of storing it away, you leave it in place, plugged in between the wall and your appliance, full time. The fridge stays plugged into the Sierra stays plugged into the wall, and when the power eventually goes out, the company says that it'll switch over in under 15 milliseconds, which really should be fast enough that your router won't have to reboot and your fridge won't even notice that it happened. It's not going to matter if you're at home or on a road trip 3 states over. Both models are rated for that same 15 millisecond switchover, so you're going to get it either way. Now, if you've watched other power station reviews, then you probably know that other units do have like a UPS or EPS function where they'll pass power through while the grid's working and then switch over to their battery if the grid fails. So these Sierras aren't the only thing out there that'll do that, but in all reality, most people don't set up their power stations that way, and a lot of that has to do with their form factor. Most power stations are big, boxy, and look kind of like a desktop computer CPU. They aren't designed to sit on top of a fridge and stay there for years. Sierra's whole design is built around that, though. The 2000 I've got here is 4 3/8 inches wide, 19 5/8 inches tall, and 15 7/8 inches deep. The 1000 is the smaller of the two at closer to half of that volume, so it'll tuck into even tighter spots. Either one's a good fit for sitting on top of a fridge or tucked away behind an end table. They've also got slots on the back that you can use to hang one on a wall. If you're gonna do that though, I would use all 4 and secure it to studs, especially with the 2000. The 2 kilowatt hour system's always going to be heavy and you don't want it tearing out from the wall. That'd be very bad. The form factor though really is the big difference between these and other stuff on the market. It isn't really like technical specs. It's just that these were designed from the ground up to provide constant protection to the devices that they're connected to. But getting into specs, we're going to start with the bigger one. The Sierra 2000 holds 2 kilowatt hours of energy. That's enough to get 1 or 2 devices through a night or a pretty good chunk of the day, just depending on what you have it plugged into. The 1000 holds half of that at 1 kilowatt hour, so I think of it more as a single device, get through a few hours kind of unit. But really, that's good enough for most power outages. Normal run-of-the-mill stuff only lasts for a couple hours, and either of these units will get you through those. On output, the 2000 puts out 1000 running watts and up to 2000 surge watts. The 1000, once again, is half of that. 500 running watts and up to 1000 surge watts, and those surge watts are very important on a device like this. A refrigerator just doesn't pull its running wattage. When the compressor kicks on, it spikes for a brief moment, sometimes at 2 or 3 times what it needs for running watts. Most household fridges will fit under the 2000's 2000 watt surge just fine, but it is something to think about on the 1000. With a 1000 watt surge ceiling, an older fridge or a big side-by-side might be a little more than what the smaller one can handle, so be sure to check your numbers. If you're mainly looking to back up your fridge, then the 2000 is the one I would get. Sierro says the 2000 will run a standard fridge somewhere in the range of 20 to 40 hours and the 1000 about half of that, but I treat both of those numbers as best case numbers. There's a ton of factors that determine how long a unit like this will be able to power a refrigerator. First, there's the fridge itself. Mine is older and way less efficient than newer models, so I know that it isn't going to last that long. And I say that because I've tested several other 2 kilowatt hour systems, so that isn't a Sierro problem. It's a JR has an old, clunky, janky refrigerator problem. But if you've got a newer, more efficient model, then you're probably going to get a lot closer to those numbers. But then there's other factors like how full it is, how often you open it, and how warm the room itself is. Like if you're dealing with a 90+ degree power outage in August, then the battery's going to be doing a lot more work than it would be in the middle of frigid January temperatures. Both units use LFP or lithium iron phosphate cells, and for backup power that you keep in the house, that's exactly what you want. Batteries with that chemistry run cooler, are more stable, and last a lot longer than the older lithium-ion batteries that you'll find in older, cheaper gear. Sierra claims 8,000 charge cycles and a 20-year lifespan on both, and 20 years is a very long time to promise, but the cells that they're using do back up the idea that this is meant to be long-haul equipment, not just camping gear. Then both units also come with a 5-year warranty. Another good thing about these is that they're quiet. The company advertises around 25 decibels at lighter loads, which is about as loud as a whisper. The only real difference between the two is where that lighter load line sits. The 2000 stays that quiet up to about 300 watts and the 1000 up to 150. Either way, unlike a gas generator, you could actually run one of these in a bedroom or a nursery without it driving you crazy, which that matters a lot if you're using it for something like a CPAP. As far as charging goes, they use a computer-style power cable, which is very similar to what other power stations use. That's what you're going to use the vast majority of the time to keep it connected to the grid for pass-through power, but you can also use it to charge from a portable inverter generator if you have one. And even though these aren't really marketed as solar generators like a lot of other battery backup systems are, you can charge them from solar panels using the solar input port on the back. The 2000 takes up to 550 watts of solar and the 1000 up to 300. Then both units have two 120 volt AC outlets on the back, so you can power your main device plus something extra if you wanted to. And when they're released, both are supposed to have app support. That isn't something that I've been able to test yet, but according to Sierra, you'll be able to get alerts, monitor the unit, and control it from your phone. So really, who is this actually for in prepper terms? During a power outage, the goal for most folks isn't going to be to run the entire house. It's going to be to keep the most important devices running. Powering a fridge or a freezer through a short blackout is probably the obvious one. The USDA says a closed fridge only holds a safe temperature for around 3 or 4 hours and a full freezer for about a day and a half. A few hours of backup power could be the difference between saving a few $100s of food and having to throw all of it out. And then there's keeping a CPAP or BiPAP running overnight. If somebody in your house depends on one of those, then an outage can be a very real problem, and a quiet unit that sits next to the bed that handles that without waking anybody up would be very useful. After that, it's the small always-on stuff, keeping your internet router up if your provider's still online, keeping a fish tank pump or heater going, and also keeping security camera systems online. None of those use very much power, and they're exactly the kind of thing that these systems were built to do. It's also a decent fit if you're in an apartment or a condo where a generator just isn't realistic. And since it doesn't use any fuel, you're not going to have any fumes or noise. But one very important thing about these is that they're not on the shelves or shipping as of making this video. Sierro is running on Kickstarter, and they're aiming to ship somewhere around the middle of 2026. The units that I have here with me are pre-production models, which actually isn't uncommon for videos like this. Like, I've had other companies send me beta units before, but the difference here is that they're on Kickstarter. That's not a knock on them or anything like that. It's just how it is right now. And they have raised over $700,000 on Kickstarter, so there's a lot of interest there. All that being said, though, this unit was able to run some of my higher draw appliances, so power-wise it does do what the company says that it can, and then the UPS switchover is very fast. I don't have really a way to measure exactly how fast it is, but it is blink and you'll miss it. Now, when it comes to cost, the early bird price for the Sierra 1000 is $293 and $559 for the Sierra 2000. So you can get one of these for a lot less than other similar systems on the market with a lot of the same functionality. And if you want to go ahead and join in to get that early bird discount, then be sure to use the link in the description and pin comment down below. But the real point of these Sierra units isn't having a normal battery backup system. You can find that in a lot of places. Instead, the point is that they're already connected and already on when the lights go out, and for the right household, that can end up being a very big deal. Now, if you want to see real ways that you can stay cool during a summer power outage, then click here. Or if you want to see foods that every prepper should be buying before July, then click here. Once again, I'd like to thank Sierro for sponsoring us today. Thank y'all for stopping by. Y'all have a good one.